Can you see why I want this guy gone? Get out of the club. Just go somewhere else and let a proper manager come in who can properly manage players so he can then take us to where we need to be. It's happening, guys. So hopefully you can hear me because I'm actually using my phone as a webcam, but I can't be asked explaining how I'm doing that with my Samsung phone and the Samsung laptop. It's complicated for those who might not get it. I'm using Samsung Dex for those who may get it, and so everything's coming through the phone, the microphone and everything like that. So I can't even use my external microphone because I don't know, it just don't pick it up. But anyways, doing this video because of injury worry for Saka, right? What? And this has been a persistent injury. Emotional damage. So, I mean, let's get into it. Let's just get into it. Bukayo Saka injury worry could open door for perfect Arsenal replacement amid Mikel Arteta decision. The Gunners could be set to lose their star winger ahead of their trip to Goodison Park, but Mikel Arteta already has an answer for it. Leandro Trossard could be Mikel Arteta's answer if Bukayo Saka is ruled out of their Everton clash with injury.
Stop the cap.
So, you heard it there. So let's talk about this. Stick 'em sweatsuits and them corny hats. Let's talk about it. So, Arsenal star Bukayo Saka continues to suffer a reoccurring Achilles injury that he's been dealing with since last season. So all this time, right, I want you all to understand, all this time, the fans have been saying, stop overplaying Saka, give him a rest. You know, he's been getting kicked in games, which, you know, is going to happen anyway, but it's been happening, and you know, he played every game last season and everything like that. All this time, the fans could see it, but Arteta couldn't.
Stop it.
Are you about to tell me Arteta could not see? Oh, you're a bit injured, mate, so maybe I should give you a rest? You tell me Arteta could not see that?
What the fuck?
Can you see why I want this guy gone? Get out of the club. Just go somewhere else and let a proper manager come in who can properly manage players so he can then take us to where we need to be. This is why I don't want him here. He doesn't know, ultimately, when it comes down to it, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Excuse my language. He doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? All this talk about rotation and what's the word? Versatility. That's it. All this, you know, this fetish for players that are versatile, yet you couldn't take advantage of that.
Oh hell no!
You got Trossard that could play on the right wing, Jesus could play on the right wing, and Reece Nelson, and all them man could play on the right wing. We've called Salt and Pepe back if you wanted to, right? All them man could play on the right wing. Yet he chose, I'll play Saka for a full-blown 90 minutes every single game, pretty much. Get this prick out. Anyways, let me continue. Leaving him as a major concern for the Gunners match this weekend against Everton. The 22-year-old has carried over his impressive form from last season into the new campaign, finding 2 goals and an assist across his opening 4 matches. He still hasn't played all that good since the back end of last season, but you know, he got the job done against Forest. And what other game did he score in? Anyways, his involvements meant he was a shoe-in for Gareth Southgate's England squad that faced Ukraine and Scotland over the international break. Well, let me stop there again, right? Throughout last season, we had international breaks and Saka went. There was even one point where I think he might have picked up a slight knock. I'm sure I did a video on something like that. Yet he's still going to international duty and he's still being overplayed in the Premier League, in the league, in the season. Man like Gareth sideways, right? In fact, Arteta's new name now, because he ain't the Spanish Brendan Rodgers anymore. He's top Brendan Rodgers now, because that Community Shield that we won back in August that was essentially a handout because we won nothing last season. That's the only reason why we were there, right? He's now top to Brendan Rodgers, but because of his goofiness, he is now the Spanish Southgate. That's his name now. Arteta's name now is the Spanish Southgate. Both goofy as. Southgate's goofy with the England squad, right? But after playing 85 minutes in a 1-1 draw against the former, he was benched for the entirety of the 150th anniversary heritage match against Steve Clark's side. And you know he would have played that game. Otherwise, you know he would have played that game. According to reports, it is now being claimed that Saka is still suffering from the Achilles issue that has plagued him before. Right, so I should be back. I received a call. So let's pick up from where I left off. Yeah, so it's been claimed that Saka is still suffering from the Achilles issue that has plagued him before, right? There was games where he could have played Trossard on the right, gave Saka a rest. I thought that was a point in signing Trossard. Not just for cover on the left, not even just for cover up top, but for cover on the right-hand side as well. But Saka ain't going to play, well, I want to say ain't, but Saka, you look at it and say, well, Saka can't play the game. No, he couldn't take advantage of it, could he? He didn't want to. So now this is another player that Arteta's on the way of ruining, right? Because let Saka be at least 70% fit for Goodison Park, he's playing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At this point, Arteta will do anything not to play Trossard. You know what I mean? Arteta would rather rush Saka back than play Trossard. That's how pathetic he is. Anyways, manager Spanish Gareth Southgate will, of course, want to have his star player fit for the entire title chase this season. Yeah, good luck with the title chase. And we'll hope the real Southgate's decision to rest the winger was to let him recover for this weekend. Southgate ain't thinking about Arsenal. Nope. He ain't thinking about, you know what I mean? He ain't thinking about parent clubs of these players when it comes to international duty, fam. Oh, this would have been Saka saying, fam, you know, I do want to play, but fam, I'm feeling the pain too much. You know what I mean? Southgate probably was in tears when he found out Saka won't want to start. Crying to me, having already lost summer signing Urian Timber to injury, alongside midfield and defensive option Thomas Partey, both of which players haven't been playing in the natural position when they got this injury, by the way. You know what I mean? And then you've got a player that does play in his natural position, but he was overplayed. Yep, Arteta genius. Saka missing out for either a short or long part of the season would be a serious blow. But you see, this is where I think, right? Because obviously Saka is going to be a loss, right? But if Arteta plays Trossard on the right, I think Trossard will be that good that it'll cover it. You know, when Jesus was out last season, and we're still all right. We're still top of the table and everything at the time. That's kind of what I think would happen if Arteta, aka the Spanish Southgate, if he does play Trossard on that right hand side. But I've just got a feeling he's not. I think he's going to start Reece Nelson if Saka ain't going to play on Sunday. If the 22-year-old is set to miss out, though, the Spaniard isn't completely out of options to replace him. With Leandro Trossard, who has played just 78 minutes for the Gunners across all competitions this season, is a perfect answer. Let's not forget, he is the reason why Mikel Arteta is no longer the Spanish Brendan Rodgers. Yep. Because of Trossard alone. You know what I mean? His goal forced penalties, to which we won. You know what I mean? But Arteta pays him back, right, by being goofy. And the only way you're getting in is an injury. You know what I mean? Gabriel wouldn't have played against Man United if Partey wasn't injured. Oh, hell no. No doubt. While he only scored once in his 20 league appearances for the Gunners last season, his 10 assists proved vital in keeping the title race alive for as long as it was. And then Arteta decided, from after April Fools, I will not play you. I will not start you in April, even though you was man of the month for March. And at that time, we hadn't lost a game when Trossard started. But this is Arteta. This is why I say he accidentally got it right last season. When at the start of last season, he just put that 11 out and thought, you lot do your thing. And lo and behold, we were in the title race. He did that back. That was an accident. He ain't going to repeat that. Anyways, leaving him only one assist behind Saka with 25 less 90 minutes played. He had a better passing completion. This is Trossard. He had a better passing completion percentages in all but one stat than Saka last season. He had more goal-creating actions per 90 than Saka as well. But this is a guy that can't get games right now, by the way. I want you all to understand. This is a player that cannot get games.
Emotional
you know damage. Cannot get games. So it's a no-brainer now that if Saka is not going to play the next few games or whatever, you will play Trossard. Knowing that, knowing them stats, you just play him. But, you know, Spanish Southgate for you, he probably won't. Of course, Saka played almost 2,000 more minutes than Trossard for the Gunners last year, but after seeing the goal that the Belgian international scored in their 5-0 win over Estonia earlier this week and netting at the death to allow them to win the Community Shield on penalties, he's marked himself out as a real candidate to fill in for the England star if he's out for a long time, right? I haven't seen the goal that Trossard scored for Belgium, right? But it's a no-brainer. Okay, if Saka's out, Trossard. You know what I mean? But knowing Arteta, because you know we know that Gabriel has to be back in his team anyway because Partey is injured. So knowing him, he might cook up some goofiness just to not play Trossard.
Stop it.
Just don't be surprised on Sunday if you either see Saka on the right or Nelson on the right. Right? And should that happen, nobody can tell me Arteta doesn't have an agenda against Trossard. Nobody can tell me that.
Nope.
Trossard is iconically yet to have a shot on goal for Arsenal in the league this season, but could be set up for just his 11th start as a gunner if Saka is ruled out of this weekend's clash with Everton. Like, it's literally a no-brainer now. It's literally a no-brainer. It's like you start him. You know what I mean? Arteta's ruined Saka to a degree now. You know what I mean? Remember his Tottenham? Partey pulled up. Arteta pushing back on the pitch. No, go on. You know what I mean? Now, you see, England fans, it's arms house with Gareth Southgate because he keeps bringing Maguire, he's defending him, and this, that, and the other. Now you know how Arsenal fans feel with Arteta now. You see, everybody else is looking at him like, oh, well, you're going in the right direction, you're challenging, you're doing this, you're doing that. One, it was an accident last season. Two, Arteta's goofiness is going to cost it. So we have our star winner, or at least one of our star winners, that's potentially going to be out for God knows how long. Achilles injury, it's nothing to play with. I mean, and this was persistent. But Arteta must have known about this. Because I doubt Saka's just there like, I'm just going to hide it from him. I doubt it. Arteta would have known about this. But he thought, no, you can carry it, you can play. As long as you can still run, mate, you can play, mate. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. We let Salt and Pepe go for free, right? We let him go because Arteta just didn't rate him. Output and all that. Could have done with him right now, couldn't we? Even if he wasn't going to start, even if he was not going to start, still an option. You know what I mean? Last season, we didn't need to play Saka for every single game for the full 90 minutes.
Nope.
You need to do that. He could have sat on the bench and come on in a few games. I mean, we are from January onwards. We had Trossard. He could have filled in on the right in the meantime. Nope. What did Arteta do? See, this is what I mean. This guy's clueless when it comes down to it, and he will ruin players, and he will continue to do it. I mean, by the time he's done at Arsenal, there'll be a whole lot of players with injuries that they got that's just because they were played in goofy positions. And then the next manager now that picks up the pieces will have to deal with players that had this and this and this injury, and it was unnecessary. I mean, the thing is, not even Wenger was that bad when it comes to, goofiness like this.
Damn!
And players getting injuries as a result of it. Not even Wenger was that bad. I'll give him that. Not even he was that bad. He was insane because he tried to do the same thing, hoping for a different result. But when it came to stuff like this, players got injured all the time. It's an Arsenal thing. You could be a player that's pretty much invincible. You come Arsenal, it's your kryptonite. You'll end up getting injured. And it's like, I've never had an injury before. Now I'm wearing an Arsenal shirt and just injuries galore. But not even Wenger was that goofy to be like, oh well. I mean, obviously there was players, there were players that were important. It was a case of, I hope you're fit. Like for example, I remember before the 2011 League Cup final that we ultimately lost against Birmingham, right? We tried to get Fabregas fit for that final, but he just couldn't. He could have played, but it would have been too risky. It would have been a case of if he made his injury worse. I can't remember what injury it was at the time. If he made it worse, it would have been a lot worse for him, basically. So we just couldn't play him. Then Van Persie, when he equalised in that final, he pulled up because his leg hit the player that he was next to. So his leg ended up doing a bit of an extended stretch because his knee hit the player because he did the scissor volley for the goal, and the bottom half of his leg from his calf downwards was, imagine that's the player and this is your leg and this is my knee and I've kicked the ball and I've done that. You know what I mean? That's basically a hyperextension. That's basically what happened to Van Persie in that League Cup final. And he pulled up. He played a bit the second half, but he couldn't carry on. You know what I mean? That was us hoping, how much of it can you play through? Can we at least go 2-1 up and then take you off? But, But from what I can recall, not even Wenger was that goofy. Because this shit's bad. This shit's bad. Playing players out of position, players get injured, players pulling up and you're trying to push them back on the pitch, overplaying a player. Anyways, I'm done with this video. I think, this entire video has just been a rant, but when you're dealing with a manager that's as goofy as this, it's going to increase your stress levels. You know what I mean? Because we let Pepe go. We terminated his contract. We let him go for nothing. Right? Now, we may have cover for the right-hand side. But you're telling me that he wasn't good enough to fill in. You're telling me that even if he was behind Trossard, you're telling me he still wasn't good enough. Anyways, match preview will be dropping tomorrow of our Super Sunday fixture against Everton. So stay tuned for that. And obviously we've got Champions League next week. Woo! You know, the Champions League we've all been begging for. Oh, the toxic positive Arsenal fans have been begging for it. I didn't give a shit. Because I know we ain't gonna do anything in that. You know what I mean? But you know, we're in a competition that's too much for this current Arsenal side. With this current manager anyway. But we'll see. Anyways, like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. The links will be in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.